Well, good morning. It's Thursday, May 27th. It's a little rainy out. Not too bad. It's currently 71 degrees in my garage, 59 degrees out in the wild. Let's hit the road. So, what are we talking about? Well, whatever we think we want to talk about. I don't know. This is kind of a car vlog video episode thingy, so maybe we can talk about cars, driving. I don't know. Sure, we'll talk about driving. So, I would say driving is a pretty big part of my life. I've always enjoyed vehicles since I was pretty young age, you know. Fast and Furious movies were a big part of my life. As a lot of people my age would probably agree. Gone in 60 Seconds, Nicolas Cage, come on, Eleanor. So yeah, my current vehicle is a 2014 Lexus IS350 F Sport. Done a couple things to it. Got the Tsudo Axleback exhaust. Did that install myself, which was an interesting learning experience. I've never done anything that extensive to a vehicle before. I haven't done any sort of exhaust installs to a vehicle before, so that was a good learning experience, it's got K&N filter. That was probably one of the first things I've ever done to a vehicle that I owned. Anyways, this is something stupid like that. By the way, I don't know if those really help or add any sort of horsepower at all. But, I don't have to throw it out. I can just clean it, put more oil on it. It's all good. Put spacers on this, 22 millimeters around, and then it's front back offset, so the rear tires are actually wider than the fronts. I couldn't tell you numbers right now, but so it's got a little better stance with that. And then did other little things here and there. LED lights, LEDs, by the way, I try to put in all my vehicles just because it looks better. This isn't 1999. Okay, halogens. Come on, people. This is ridiculous. This is 2021. So, and then also I did LED fog lights, which for some reason, and other Lexus IS350 owners would know, at least in the 2014 model year, that they did not include fog lights for the F Sport. And it makes zero sense because the area that the fog lights are supposed to go literally just has a piece of plastic. Does nothing to airflow to the engine. Some people may have thought that. Not true. So, who knows? Luckily, there was a great set of fogs. I just got on Amazon from, I think it's IJDM Toy. I got yellow LEDs, are pretty sweet. Kind of has that, JDM look, whatever you want to call it. So, and they work pretty well. Had them a few months now. About 6 months, I would say. So yeah, that's about the extent of what I've done vehicle-wise. Oh, we got a nice, not nice, Mustang here in front of me. That is the V6 model that is trying to be the V8. Got quite a few of those around here. Speaking of around here, we're in Des Moines, Iowa, and the car scene is less than exciting. A lot of Camrys, Ford F-150s, like now there's a Ford F-150 in front of me. There's a lot of Toyotas, which I get. Toyota's very reliable. Hence why I drive a Lexus. Same thing. A lot of Chevy Tahoes, which I'm driving by right now. So, it's boring. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. I guess you're a little more unique around here when you do have a little more. Oh, see, there you go. There's that V6 Mustang. Boy. Anyway, it's a little more unique and interesting when you're driving around here. When you do have, even something like this. And I know the IS350 is not an insane performance vehicle, but I would say 80% faster than 80% of the other vehicles on the roads here in Des Moines. And more interesting, honestly. I could go. Oh, that's a radar detector. Oh wow. So there actually might be a fire in that building over there. Some fire trucks. Anyway, I could go probably a full week almost without seeing another IS, let alone an IS350. If there is an IS that I notice here on the roads, it is more than likely an IS250. And I don't know if that's cost or availability. When I purchased this vehicle, I needed to actually transfer it in. The good old CarMax transfer fee, $200. Transfer that in from, I believe, Kansas City. And that was about the closest I could find it, honestly. The 350s are just not available, especially around here. But that also kind of makes sense because of that reliability. People love them. They keep them. And speaking of people loving them, my value has actually gone up since I purchased the vehicle. It's been a couple years now, so that's crazy. And at a time, I thought maybe I would sell it, get a larger vehicle, because I did have a child. So got the seat back there, and it's a little snug, But it is a good vehicle. Like I said, it's kind of unique around here, which is fun. So might as well keep it for the time being. Might as well keep it. Anyway, so that's kind of the car story with me. Not terribly interesting, but relevant to the fact that this is a car driving vlog thing. So I'm now driving to work as it's the morning, and that's what I do. So pretty dreary day, rainy, but that's alright. So I guess other things we can talk about is how about traffic, huh? Keep car related for now. I find, at least around here, that there is a crazy number of people that actually don't have license plates. And this is, I don't know, this has been more of an interesting thing to me. That I kind of noticed more so when the pandemic started. And I wondered, maybe it's because there'd be a little bit more lenience at the DMV with getting license plates if they're, closed or whatnot. lights at all. And, not just the no license plate on the front, which apparently also don't have a license plate on the front, because it looks better. But no license plates, period, on the back or the front. And that's highly illegal, I would assume, if you don't have the new car sticker saying the expiration date, or when you need to have registration. So yeah, they're just driving around without license plates. I just find that odd. I don't know how they do that. I actually have a couple neighbors around our little bend that we live in that don't have license plates. No idea why. I don't know how they pull that off driving around every day, but they do. So that's one of the things I've noticed about traffic lately. The things I've always noticed about traffic is people don't freaking use their turn signals. So that's fun. Always love seeing that. Morons. And we're getting off the interstate now. Getting to my exit for work. Getting my work done in the morning. It's almost 8 o'clock. Don't be late. So, I drive on the interstate every day, and it's kind of boring, but it gets me there in time. If you're watching, I don't know if you rather choose to drive on side streets versus the interstate. Maybe that's more interesting for you. Some people still debate whether or not it makes more sense to always take the interstate to things, If you're using Google Maps, 9 times out of the 10, it will probably have you go on the interstate, highway. Sorry, I don't know. Wherever you might live, you might call it the interstate, you might call it highway. I don't know. I don't care. But it's interesting how, with that whole Google Maps, when you're navigating, how it chooses how to get you to where you need to be. Because sometimes it is it's an interesting choice that it makes, I find, where it might be necessarily, technically faster, the route that it took, but it's a further drive. But it takes the interstate, so you're going faster. My wife, for example, she a lot of times hates Google Maps when I use it so often, but I don't know, I like to know where I'm going, and how long it's going to take to get there. There's other things as well in Google Maps that I enjoy when I'm using it. You can see there's speed cameras coming out that people posted. By the way, that originally came from Waze, and then they brought that over, which I believe Google owns Waze now. Not entirely sure. That's interesting. There's like 3 companies that own everything. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so that's nice to have. And you can also add reports as well. Notice that. That's pretty cool. If you're driving along and you see something, you can turn, look at your phone, and then crash and die because you're just so distracted by the different things that we have in our vehicles today, like cameras. So that's nice to have too, when I'm using Google Maps. And if there's road work that you weren't planning for, you got detours, things like that. My wife thinks it's a crutch. It's a town I've lived in for 30 plus years, and sometimes I don't know where I am, but that's probably more a personal problem than anything. Don't have to blame Google Maps for that, but that's alright. So anyway, highway versus side streets. I don't know. I like driving fast. It's fun. Highway doesn't really bother me that much. I get the appeal of side streets. When you're doing turns and things like that, going down curvy roads, more interesting things to see. But slower, takes more time. You get into traffic jams. It's annoying. But I digress. We're getting close to work here. Going to Waukee. And by the way, I kind of work in IT, so get to do that. Fun computer stuff all day. All day, every day. So yeah, as far as first episodes go of a thing I may or may not continue doing, good, not great, I don't know. I think it might be interesting to some people just to listen in on one man's opinion on the road, driving through life. Talking about stuff that just comes in his head whenever he feels like it. Kind of like shower thoughts, really. There's some similarities to that when you're driving alone in the car and also being in the shower. You know, you've got the constant drone that sort of drowns out other distractions. I guess driving you kind of have to pay attention, but anyway, you just start to kind of think about things that have either happened in your life or currently happening in your life. You go through different scenarios, think about ideas. So why not talk it out in front of a camera for other people to enjoy, possibly. And yeah, that's about it. So we're getting close to work. So not a lot of folks here actually today. Normally there's more people parked, but I guess not. So. Oh, you know why? I actually went to the wrong location today. I was supposed to go somewhere else. Oopsie. That's alright. I will stop by my office to drop a couple things off and be on my way to the next location, which is just fine. Just fine. So here we are. We're done. We made it. And that's a wrap. We hit the road. And we're here. Have a good day.